up, check your phone and turn on the TV. It may feel like deja vu. The presidency hinging on a handful of key states, including Georgia, where Biden has now taken the lead. Here is where the electoral votes stand this morning. Remember, you need 270 to win. Joe Biden has 264, President Trump's 214, but the president not ready to concede just yet. In his first address since election night, the president took no questions, but again made false claims about mail-in ballots and alleged voter fraud without giving evidence.
If you count the legal votes, I easily win. If you count the illegal votes, they can try to steal the election from us.
The president referenced several battleground states, including Georgia and Pennsylvania.
It's very close in Pennsylvania, right? There's no question. And so that means it's going to take longer to actually see who the winner is. We have very strong processes in place that make sure that voting integrity and security are constantly followed by every county in the state.
Election officials from coast to coast are defending the integrity of the vote counting process, even as the president's campaign presses forward with legal challenges.
We are not aware of any improper ballots that are being processed.
As the counting continues, several key states remain toss-ups, and Arizona and Nevada remain razor thin. Democratic challenger Joe Biden called for every vote to be counted, but expressed confidence in the eventual outcome.
We have no doubt that when the count is finished, Senator Harris and I will be declared the winners.
A Biden campaign official Thursday night called the president's comments desperate and baseless. And a Georgia court dismissed a Trump campaign lawsuit over absentee ballots, and in Michigan, a judge denied the campaign's request to stop counting ballots.
Tensions are high across the country this morning. Supporters for both President Trump and former Vice President Joe Biden continued their protests overnight. Janelle Ford has the story.
And Steph, those protests will likely continue at least until all the ballots are counting. With the president's pathway to re-election dwindling, the Trump campaign has filed lawsuits in several states trying to halt the vote count process. Trump alleges there were major problems with ballot counting, but election officials around the country say they've seen no evidence of voter fraud. Still, Trump supporters gathered at vote counting centers nationwide and repeated the president's false accusations. In Arizona, where former VP Joe Biden is slowly edging over the president, a fenced-in freedom of speech zone was put up in Phoenix so demonstrators could express themselves on one side and ballot counters could work on the other. It was a similar situation in Detroit, and in Nevada, election officials now have security after getting threats. Biden supporters are demonstrating too, including outside the Philadelphia vote counting center and outside the White House. They're demanding that every vote is counted. Back to you.
Janelle, thank you. This race is coming down to ballot counting in key states, but it's not the first time this has happened in our country. One Rice University expert says it all comes down to vote margins. Now, if it's down to a couple hundred, a recount can make a big change. If it's a margin of thousands of votes, then it's unlikely to make a difference in the results. But this is in no way the closest election we've ever seen.
No, the closest election we've ever seen was the 2000 election between George W. Bush and Al Gore that was decided by a few hundred votes in Florida.
In 2000, we didn't know who won until December 12th after the Supreme Court made their ruling. We do want to stress that one of the reasons ballot counting is taking so long is because it comes down to state rules. For example, in Nevada, ballots aren't due until next Tuesday. Then in North Carolina, they don't have to report theirs until next Thursday.
Well, we knew going into Election Day that it could take several days to declare a winner. Now that the votes have been cast, people are asking the Verify team all sorts of questions about the ballot counting process and how races are called, including, does my ballot become public record after Election Day? Here's Cheryl Mercedes.
You cast your ballot, so what's next? Someone asked the Verify team, can a voter sue to confirm that their ballot has been applied? Yes, they may. According to the Texas Secretary of State's office, a voter may sue the state or a county if they feel their ballot was illegally thrown out. Someone else asked, is it true that your vote is a secret until Election Day, but then after that, it becomes public record? No, that is false. Your vote is a secret. In Texas, someone can request your voting history to find out which elections you've participated in. But the way you vote, that is always confidential. And lastly, someone wanted to know, why is it that different media outlets are reporting that Biden has 253 electoral votes and others 264? Well, it is true. They do differ depending on who you're relying on for your election data. Every media outlet depends on data from different races before they call elections. At KHOU, we rely on data analyzed by the Associated Press. So, our number of electoral votes that we're reporting for Joe Biden is 264. Back to you.
All right, Cheryl, thank you. And again, a reminder, if you are just joining us, former Vice President Joe Biden's path to the presidency is remaining very much in play now that he's just taken the lead in Georgia overnight. They've continued to count the ballots through the night, and we will, of course, continue to track those results as they come in. For the latest, you can text the word results to 713-526-1111, and we will send you back a link to the latest numbers.
All right, at 5:08, let's switch gears to coronavirus this morning. Here's what we're tracking for you on this Friday, starting with Nottingham Country Elementary in Katy ISD, which is closed because of a spike in cases. Today was already supposed to be a holiday, and students will learn virtually Monday with plans to return to in-person learning Tuesday. Meanwhile, number 2 here, 751,000 Americans filed for unemployment benefits last week. That's down slightly, but still historically high. And finally, this morning, the U.S. death toll stands at nearly 235,000 out of 9.6 million confirmed cases of COVID-19.
New COVID-19 infections are up in nearly every state, including here in Texas. That is one of the day's other big stories.
Across the state, COVID-19 cases are rising. In October, the average daily cases were up by 1,000 compared to September. And the cases are also going up in Houston and Harris County, but not at the same steep increases that we're seeing in other portions of the state, like El Paso.
Honoring Deputy Johnny Tunches. Funeral services have been announced for the Harris County deputy who died this week after contracting COVID-19. A public visitation is set for 9 a.m. Thursday at the Humble First Assembly of God Church. The funeral service will follow. Another round of help for families facing eviction. Today, Harris County Precinct 1 is holding another eviction assistance clinic for tenants and landlords. Today's mobile clinic is at Harvest Time Church in Greenspoint from 9 to 1. A judge rejected a request to move the trial of 4 former Minneapolis police officers charged in George Floyd's death. That judge also ruled all 4 will be tried together. They face charges of aiding and abetting and are scheduled to stand trial in March. Hurricane Ida's death toll grows as devastation continues in Central America. At least 19 people have died. Ida is now a tropical depression, but flooding could continue in that region through the weekend. And those are the big stories on this Friday morning.
All right, let's get you caught up on your one thing to know this morning. We are dealing with allergies, but not too bad out there. We're talking about moderate weeds and low grasses and mold. And it looks like we're going to be dealing with the allergies all the way through the upcoming weekend, just in time for the Houston Open. We'll have more in your forecast and look at our next rain chances here in just a few minutes.
Blake, thank you. 5:10 your time now. You may have heard a lot about electors during campaign season. So who are they and what do they do? Our Verify team explains. A college football fumble, why one game between California and Washington won't happen at all.
Looking for news you can believe in?
News that answers your questions?
News that helps you separate a rumor from a real thing?
That's exactly what KHOU 11's Verify is all about.
We started our Verify mission years ago.
Taking your questions and viral posts, showing our process, and getting you answers.
It's what we do.
It's responsible journalism.
And it's our commitment
to you.
Verify. This is how KHOU stands for Houston.
This portion of the news is sponsored by Kelsey-Seybold Clinic.
Deb's heart is connected to world-class cardiologists, to the latest diagnostic technology, to surprising alternatives to surgery, and to ongoing preventative care, so Deb can have many happy returns. With 55 specialties like cardiology, all connected for you, Kelsey-Seybold Clinic is changing the way health cares.
Look what Suburban Authority has for you right right now. Mattresses and more mattresses. Tempur-Pedic, Sealy, Stearns & Foster. At Supernova Furniture, we only give you the best. And now, the greatest mattresses for the greatest sleep.
With 2 boys, I know about suspicious odors. But CenterPoint Energy taught me something important. If I smell rotten eggs, it might be a gas leak. I should leave on foot immediately and call both CenterPoint Energy and 911 from a safe location. I also never store flammables like paint or gasoline near my natural gas appliances. One spark is all it takes to ignite fumes.
CenterPoint Energy provides tips to help you keep your family safe. CenterPoint Energy, always there.
Well, it happened. Now what? Now it's time to think about your family's health care, because now you may qualify for health coverage through CHIP and Medicaid for $50 or less a year. Now you can plan to have a network with more than 100 hospitals and thousands of doctors and specialists as a member of Texas Children's Health Plan. Now you can have peace of mind knowing your family will be covered. And now you can give us a call and we can help you apply. Now you have a plan. Texas Children's Health Plan.
Moving into a new house or apartment? I have a surprise for you. Supernova Furniture will furnish your entire place for the price of just one grand master bedroom. Buy a grand master bedroom set at Supernova Furniture and choose a living room, a dining room, and a second bedroom, all absolutely free.
Today's forecast is sponsored by Storm-Tight Windows. Protect and beautify your home with top-quality hurricane impact windows from Storm-Tight Windows.
Welcome back, everyone. On this Friday, your time now is 5:13 this morning. We are closely watching as election results continue to trickle in several states. Within the last couple of hours, Joe Biden took the lead in Georgia. We are following that race closely all morning, and in just a couple of minutes, we will also answer more of your questions.